Hi guys, so for informational writing this week, we're all going to be working with subtopics. But this time, instead of brainstorming subtopic ideas, you will be researching the information for subtopics. So for most of this week, I will give you the subtopic ideas. They'll already be in the outline for you. So that won't be your job, but your job will be to research information for each subtopic. And so to start us off, I thought um, we could return to one of the topics we you may have chosen last week, which was the pangolin. This is a very unique animal. They're kind of like sloth, anteater, armadillos, like a mix of those three animals. Very interesting, very cool. And so I'm just going to show you right now how I would find information for one of my subtopics. So you notice I took away one row, so we're only going to do two subtopics for a while. We're not going to do three, just two. And for today, I am going to research subtopic one for everybody: diet and habitat. So, diet meaning what they eat, habitat where they live. And what we want to do is we want to try to find three pieces of different information about their diet and their habitat. So let's go do that. So we want to find for each subtopic three pieces of information. And I'm doing this one, diet and habitat. So I found an article about the pangolin and I thought, let's check it out. Maybe it'll have some information for us. So I'll start at the top here. Pangolins are shy mammals that are not seen very often. They are mostly active at night. Pangolins are also called scaly anteaters because they look like anteaters that are covered with scales. Where pangolins live. Oh, so I know I'm probably going to find some information about habitat in here. The 8 species or types of pangolins live in Asia and Africa. They are found in the tropical regions. Tree pangolins spend most of their time in trees. Ground pangolins and giant pangolins prefer woodlands, grasslands, hills, or plains, places with sandy soil and plenty of ants and termites. So in this paragraph right here, I got plenty of information about where they live, their habitat, that I can put into my outline here. Now, what you don't want to do is, I don't want to see anybody do this, where you highlight and then copy and paste, because those aren't really your words. That's what we're not going to do. What we will do is, since we want three pieces of information, we'll put some bullets in. I like to write in bold just because I think it looks neater. So make a bullet, and then we'll just write some information from where we just read. So I think a good piece for me is they live in Asia and Africa, and they're found in tropical regions because Asia and Africa are big places with lots of different types of environments. So the tropical regions of Asia and Africa. So I'm not copying this, but I'm taking this information and I'm kind of putting it into my own words. So pangolins live in the tropical regions of Asia and Africa. And there was more information here about tree pangolins and ground pangolins and giant pangolins, which I didn't know. So apparently there's basically two types of pangolins that live in different places, either on the ground where they can dig or in trees. So that seems important to me. So I'm going to make a separate bullet about that. There are two types of pangolins. Maybe a better way to say that is pangolins live. No, I think I'll start it the way I first did. There are two types of pangolins. Tree pangolins climb in trees, like sloths. And then the article said ground pangolins live on the ground where they can dig burrows. So you see how that information that answers my habitat question. So penguins live in the tropical regions of Asia and Africa, and there are two types of penguins. Tree penguins climb in trees like sloths. I'll say live and climb in trees because we're talking about where they live. Ground penguins live on the ground where they dig burrows. So perfect. There's two. Now I still need one more because we're going to do three, remember? And since I got two for habitat, let's go to diet and what they eat. So we're all set with habitat. And I put these two together because I thought, why not? So what do they eat? Let's look that up. Physical features might not be in there. Penguins have armored bodies that are covered with tough brown scales. They have small heads and very long tails. The tail of the tree penguin is longer than its body. Oh, that's pretty interesting. It uses the tail to climb trees. The other penguin species have shorter tails. Nothing about really their diet, what they eat there. How about behavior? The name pangolin comes from a Malayan word that means rolling over. If a penguin feels threatened, it will curl into a ball to protect the face and inner body parts that do not have scales. A penguin mother will wrap its body around a baby to protect it. Penguins can hear and smell very well, but their eyesight is poor. Penguins have no teeth. Their tongues are long, sticky, and elastic. They use them to catch ants and termites. They open termite nests with their sharp front claws. So a lot of information in there. This first paragraph didn't really have anything about what they eat. That was more about how they protect themselves. But this was about diet right here, so I'm going to take some information out of that. So it was about their tongue and how they use their tongue to catch bugs. So I'm going to take that information and I'm going to put it in my own words back in the outline. So penguins mainly eat ants and termites that they catch with their long, sticky tongues. I think it also said they don't have teeth, right? That's pretty... Penguins have no teeth. Their tongues out. And I might add that in there. That's kind of interesting. Penguins mainly eat ants and termites that they catch their long, sticky tongues. I guess I don't need to say that right there. So there, I made three different pieces of information that fit under this one subtopic. So this one is all set. I'm going to actually turn this gray. So you guys, that's a little bit darker. So your guys' job will be to research subtopic 2. So that's going to be left white on your outline here. So in your subtopic 2 will be about, you need to find 3 pieces of information about the pangolin scales. Now, I'm going to link this article here, which you can use this article. There was some stuff about their scales and what they do, what they're like. And if you notice on this article, you can actually have the computer read to you. Oh, no, you can't. Never mind. So if you want to read the article, go ahead and read the article. It says you have to subscribe and pay for it. We're not going to do that. You can use the article. And I'll also, for people that researched the penguin last week, I'll have this video linked too. And this video is very informative. And it's very simple, and it's made for kids. So there's plenty of information about the penguin and their scales in this video. So take information from the article, the video, or both. And you're going to find 3 pieces of information about the pangolin scales, because now we are researching our subtopics. So good luck with that. If you have any questions at all, I'll be on Google Classroom. You can ask them. And I hope you enjoy this, and I'll talk to you guys soon.